And here we go. Let's switch this around. This. Oh, and it looks like they're invading on the top side. Rats can't control you by pulling your hair. Rats lol if you tickle them. You ask for a random fact, you got one.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
This could be a good catch. I like this play. The dodge! I think still dies, actually. Yeah, and give away first blood instead of choosing to flash away. Actually, give away first blood to the Vayne. Incredible start. It got a bit dicey when the Morgana missed the Q, but we're going to forgive that for the moment because we got away with it. And no summon is used on either side of the teams. So now it looks like this is risky. I think the ward is enough and we just walk away. You confirm where they start and that's it. This I'm happy with. This is fine. I think going in there with a Morgana and Vayne with first blood boots is not ideal. So Briar's going to start this with a little less health than usual. So we'll see how that affects it. But they have confirmation that Briar has started on blue side and will be pathing up to top. Now, bot lane have to deal with a Vayne with boots. So any overextension is going to end up with a really bad trade. The Q misses for Morgana. The Yone is already putting on some heat. And this is an incredible amount of damage for a level 1 trade. And there's the level 2. And what a great start for the Yone. Morgana now looking for a level 2 spike attack. And actually pushes the Sivir away from the lane. Goes for the Karma. Misses that too. But a good attempt. I liked what was going on there. But no trade in the end. Now, the Galio is severely struggling in mid here. And could potentially be ganked. And the flash has to come through. A flash has to come through. And there it is. And will live. And now we'll have to play on the defensive. Oh, we still got the music playing. Sorry, let me turn that off before we continue. And here comes another gank. The Morgana shield is great, like I said, against the Rel. But we're going to have to flash surely, and the flash was wasted. At least it goes on the Karma. I'm very surprised this tournament, through the Rel engages I've seen, no one is flashing the initial Rel engagement. I thought that if you flash that initial engagement, you're free to auto her as you please. But I guess that's maybe I'm wrong. And there's another good trade in the top lane. And because of what the Rel did, she will get punished by losing her blue, but will she also lose the romp? It doesn't look like it will be the case, and a flash might actually be used here. No. We're just going to walk away here. We're going to go for the crab. Now, there is no prio for her to get the crab, but here's an engage on the Orianna, and maybe this is a fantastic engage. There's the flash. Actually survives. Double a flashless Orianna is never safe in lane if she overextends, and now the Rel is going to be punished, knowing that the Orianna is too low to re-engage, and that will actually delay the Orianna's B time, which means Galio has more time to push, which is going to be really good for him. Vayne looks like they're doing well, and their Q barely misses again. Well, I say barely, it was quite a big miss, but it was a read that if you read the right way, you get it, and if you read the wrong way, it looks terrible. But it was a good attempt regardless. And now the gold is really, really close. We've got a TP coming in. He is severely struggling. Exactly, Apple. Random fact, a human comes out of a human because a human came in a human. True. It looks like the Yone now is suffering a little bit after not being able to exploit that damage lead. And that's a nice dodge on the Vayne. The Vayne looks like they want to push, but now they see the rail. But here comes the Briar. And the Vayne is in trouble. The Vayne has to flash. Understandably so. And this might be an overextension from the Vayne with no summoners available. And this could be... And no kill comes out of that. I think the Vayne with no summoners and the Morgana E being down is a bit of an overextension there. And the First Blood Vayne is not looking as scary as you once thought it could be. Rel is still hovering. There's a catch. And we tried to go for number 2, and I think that was a bit ambitious. Maybe just 1 was enough. Now the Morgana is in trouble to the Rel. The Q will actually not land. And this is a good bait though. This is a good bait. We might be able to get a kill. And another miss. These Morgana Qs are just missing the button. But here comes Gaia with a decent roam actually. And actually, fantastic roam will pick up the shutdown. And this means Vayne surely does not pick up a kill. Decision to play bot side I agree with. The Morgana now has to be careful though, as she has to flash away. The Gaia ult is used. The Orianna is now coming through. They've got to... The Ori has to be careful. She is flashless. We've got to remember that. And here we go. We're still trading with the Yone now finally catching up to levels. We'll dodge that. We'll go in and miss that. Oh my god, it's like a war of who misses more in the top lane. And it looks like Dragon should be a safe take here. And there it is. Galio is falling behind on the farm. His R is also down, so he doesn't really have much he can do aside from just farm best as he can. And maybe look for potential roams, but I don't think that's going to be possible against an Orianna. Rel jungle, yeah, second time. And I think the game is slightly stabilizing now as the camp's being taken, the buffs are coming up, the dragon is down. And this top lane is back and forth. I have no idea who's going to come out ahead of these two. Gaia does manage to push in the lane and potentially looking for a roam. Pings the Herald. Are they going to go for this? I would have loved to see this played out with Morgana rotating too. And it looks like they might decide not to go for it. Maybe the Briar decides to take it alone. And it looks like Briar's having a look. They do see the Rel. They will engage, but it looks like the Rel will just be able to walk away if need be. The Yone is coming through. The engage is in, and this is a good opportunity for Yone. And there it is. And that's a good flash. The taunt will push them away. And I don't know if they can fight this. But they separated, and the flash comes through, and 1-for-1 could have been a lot worse. You can see why these two are fighting for a position in the final. They're making sure they try and push their leads as much as possible without actually giving up theirs. And as you can see, there's only 200 gold separating the two. This could be a kill. Oh, and he begged. No, he died. The minion finishes him off. And that's a 2-0 Yone. And here comes Morgana with a good roam. And there's a good engage. There's the flash of Orianna, and you ain't getting out of that. Fantastic composure and trigger discipline on the Morgana Q. Waiting, knowing that the flash is down, knowing that the Orianna R is down, and just waiting for the Morgana R to settle before committing your Q. Beautiful. And here we go, another Q lands. Yone, Cassante is here, but there's no R, so he can't really do much. And there's an R here coming in. Galio are also coming in. There's a Q knock-up by the Yone. And there's a flash away. And whoa! Okay, the Yone play there was a bit questionable. And the shutdown comes down. And Morgana Q needs to land for them to get away, I believe, because the Orion is going to be able to catch up. The Q is dodged, but that gives them enough room to get away. And as we can see, Yone and Vayne and Civ are just chilling on the bot lane, gaining their solo XP. I kind of question that it's actually in Vayne's favor to be having this field day in the bot lane, just farming away a 12 CS lead already. And Oriana should pick up a plate here after the chaos calms. And it doesn't look like Oriana wants to reset just yet. Morgana coming for the Herald is a play I like. Does find the Ori, but the Ori dodges. The Zhonya did nice. And here comes a taunt and actually won't finish. Oh, shoot. And will finish. I don't know with what. Scorch, I believe. And then remember, there is no flash. And that is a good trade in my eyes. Maybe we could pick up a Herald here. That's a good trade. A mid laner for a support. But here comes a dive on the mid lane. The E is there. The aggro on the Karma. But the dive is perfect. I would have loved to see the Vayne maybe try and auto the Karma and trade a kill. But regardless, they will trade that dive for a Herald. Yone seems to be in a comfortable position. Galio picks up 2 plates in the mid lane. And the Morgana roams back to Herald to make sure that they can secure this gold and potentially a tower with it. Galio will walk away. And it looks like they're going to invade the top side as well. They know the dragon is coming up, but maybe they're looking for a dive on the top lane. I'd love to see a dive in the top lane with the Herald. That is something I would really adore right now. It looks like they're not going to go for it. Oh, maybe they changed their mind and actually they are going to go for it. They just have to be careful of Cassante's ultimate. That's all they're going to be careful of. They just got to make sure that one of them doesn't get isolated away. And I guess that couldn't have gone any better. That couldn't have gone any better. A good bait from the Yone. And this could be a first tower if this isn't contested. But it looks like it will be as Orion is coming up. But they're going to have vision. They're going to see. And they're just going to walk away. I like this decision. No risk needed. Just walk away. Galio's in ready with his R. And here comes the Galio R, I believe. Yes. There's a fantastic knock-up. And Cassante actually R's back in. And this might be an overextension now. Cassante is going in, but the Briar's not dying. And now she is. And there is the overextension. It was so close killing the Orion, and this could be an overextension by the Civic. There is nothing she can do here apart from run. And there's a TP, but the Vayne's gonna commit. No, the Vayne's gonna walk away, but the Orion is coming around. And Oriana does not have R, remember guys. She does not have R, and there's no help. The Rel is on the way, but it's not enough help in time. And that's 2 flashes. And give it. Give it to Rel. Oh, maybe even survive. And we get 3. The Vayne captures 3 flashes single-handedly. Is a lot of resources spent for a 1-for-1. That is a win for Team Iris in my eyes. Dudell 2023, welcome to the Spartan Army. Thank you so much for the follow. And that's another tower losing its health by the second in the mid lane. The 2 towers that can be picked up for some serious gold. First Blood Tower is still available on the map. And now we're noting down, Team Iris needs to be noting down how many flashes were just used and on who. And Cassante is reaching his I don't die moment very soon with his 100 CS. And Vayne, I guess, is still just super happy to just keep solo farming bot lane. Stack Shiv first on the Vayne. I'm not sure. And that's a dead Vayne. Not sure what happened there, but that's not gonna work. Not with Orianna Aura. Now it's Morgana left on her own trying to defend a tower. That's not gonna be easy to do. Briar is over the wall. Will hop over. A spell shield on Briar here would be lovely. But I guess it's down. It is still down. 7 seconds actually. It's quite a long cooldown. Galio is roaming towards mid. Maybe trying to make a play. Does have R available. He does get seen on the ward. And it looks like now they're just going to push for this tower because why not? It's so low. Might as well take it. There's a flash forward, which is actually a Giga Chad move. But Rel comes in with a huge play. And how does no one die? Well, there's one death. I felt like that should have been a bloodbath. Instead, we just had a single casualty. And fair play to Team Iris making a proactive play and trying to force an issue that was unexpected. And they will gladly reset here as Dragon is coming up. Both teams will be fighting for their second Dragon here. So we will see shortly what they go for. And it looks like teams are now just going to slowly prepare for this Dragon. Cassante and Yone. Cassante actually has TP and Yone does not. Neither does Galio. So the TPs are on Team Gaia's side. And Galio might get caught here and die. Morgana should get out of here immediately. And can't. So that's going to be 2 deaths for no reason. And the rest of the team are just going to have to look for a different play. Possibly Herald will be the play here. While they give away second Dragon. Cassante is going to check though. Vayne's going to be on her own, which is never nice. And it looks like they're going to actually rotate. Orianna at least is going to rotate for this Herald. And are they going to contest it? That's the question. Is there enough time to take this before any contest happens? I think the answer is yes. And they're just going to give that up. And maybe just use the Herald to take top tier, top tower. We'll find out. And here comes Briar, but Orion is already on the move. And here we go. Orianna doesn't know. And this could be bad for the Briar. Does just simply walk away. And there's a Yone, oh, which is huge. It catches all 3. And they only get 1. Karma's on the side. But Vayne says, fuck this. I'm killing all of you. And Cassante's Cassante and doesn't die. And there's a taunt, which actually might lead to him dying. But I don't know what's healing him, but he's healing. And the Herald doesn't even crash. I don't know how Cassante was living. I don't know how he was living. And what a game, as only less than 1,000 gold separates the two. 1,000 gold separates the two. Well, it's nearly 1,000. No, 800 gold now separates the two. And Yone hit such an amazing ultimate, which felt like it deserved more than just a trade-off of kills. Orianna, I believe, throws, and there's a good... And Orianna uses ultimate, they survive, and now Yone's in trouble. Yone is in trouble. And he knows he is, so he gets out alive. That's what he needed to do to not lose tempo for the team. Fantastic decision. I think Yone's learning very fast. He can't deal with a tank who builds tank and still out-damage him. You know, that's just life, you know? Some men are just built different. He can build tanky and still out-damage you. 1-1 brother made it out. Casante's more tankier but deals less damage than before. Yo, Hypersmile, how you doing? 1-1 brother made it out, he made it out. He made it out, and that's what matters. So the gold has been closed slightly, 300 gold. The Civet is now on a 300 gold shutdown. Has been calmly and silently getting strong. And there's a hit on the Karma. Do we go in? We do. And the Gaia ult comes in as well, which is a huge combination. We focus the Cassante. The Orianna ult comes in. How is Briar still alive? And here comes Vayne. This is where Vayne shines. This is where Vayne shines. And I would like to see them not overstep and maybe just turn and go for a Baron here. Jungler's down. Civet is going to poke slightly, and maybe they're not. Maybe they don't want to go for the Baron. Maybe they... A lot was invested from Team Gaia. A lot was invested from Team Gaia. I would have loved to see the Baron. I would have loved it. I would have loved it. But they've decided not to. They don't want to risk it. That's fine. It's hard to keep count, but no flashes are available apart from Civet. I don't think they could have zoned them off. But the Briar Galio combination is actually quite scary. It's actually quite scary. Briar jumping in, and you can't even focus her because the Galio's knockup is coming in too. I like it. I approve. Alright, so we're pinging the Hextech Drake coming in. About 40 seconds, less than that now. And Team Iris are going to be looking to pick it up as their second. But Team Gaia are going to look for their third, which will put them on Soul Point, which could be a big deal later on in the game. So it looks like a team fight will occur. And Briar's just running in. The ultimate comes in from Orianna, but whiffs. And then Galio looking to close in, maybe. And there is an engage. And the Yone are somehow misses people. And this doesn't look like a good fight. The Vayne is still alive, so maybe it's possible, but the flash in will catch the Vayne. And that's an ace. That's an ace with no casualties. And that's going to be Soul Point for Team Gaia. What a fight that was. They caught who they needed to catch, even with the Orianna R down. Somehow that Yone R missed a lot. The Yone decides to go for Hullbreaker over IE. I don't know if that's their plan, to just send Yone on the split pushing side. Are they going to go for a Baron, or are they just going to set up and reset? That's the question. Briar doing the red. They're a bit wary of the Baron, but the Baron is not being done, so they don't have to fear just yet, and they'll find that out very soon. Now, they don't have the Vrel Flash this time to engage on the Vayne so easily. But Cassante does. As long as they can get on top of Vayne, these fights should be straightforward. And we're getting some vision clear here. And let's back up there. For Team Iris, Team Gaia now pushing in mid. Vayne has to expend Flash, which is the last thing you want to do. The last thing you want to do is expend that just before a Baron over a Orianna ultimate. And silence occurs as everyone is too worried to commit to the Baron. Now we're just farming. The Yone's got Hullbreaker, but I don't know if he can split against the Cassante. That's the issue. The Cassante himself has Hullbreaker. Is he able to hold the Cassante? That's the key question we've got to ask. And that is an engagement. And a flash away. Maybe a Galio R could have been used there. But they decided not to for whatever reason. And maybe that was the right decision. So now we've got flashes all across Team Gaia's side aside from the Rel. 4 flashes available. And we have 2 flashes on the Team Iris. Okay, they are fighting over vision. Or Yone is bot lane against Ori. And will get away. And I think actually, to be honest, the Yone is more comfortable holding the Orianna than the Cassante at this point. And we've just got waves being pushed in now. We've got nearly a 4k or 3.5k deficit in favor of Team Gaia. And now another dragon is coming up, and remember it's soul point for Team Gaia. So let's see what happens here in terms of a fight, because a fight will have to happen. The TP is up for Galio. Orianna's coming to hold him because the TP is also up for Orianna. Maybe Galio just decides to walk across. Maybe they can get a catch on Karma, who's struggling to get vision all on her own. And there she is. She might get caught here. And that's a huge Yone ultimate, followed by a Briar R. Galio's on the way. Orianna's over the wall. They do know she's there. She does get exhausted. There comes a Galio ult. Rel dies. Ori R doesn't even get used because she dies so quick, and it's a huge fight. And this is a Baron guaranteed, guys. This Baron here is as free as it comes. And unfortunately, the trap from Cassante didn't quite work because the Karma got caught by the Yone R because they had full vision of her. They knew exactly where she was and they reacted accordingly. Sivir now trying to maybe stall this out. Remember, it has got the gateways, so they can get to the Baron a lot faster than usual. So maybe there's a chance that they try and contest this. The Calm has taken the portal already. The Vayne is considerably low. The others are just starting to spawn up. Rel now on her way into the portal. It's just not enough time. Even with the portals, Baron is secured, the deficit has been closed, and they have a 200, 100 gold lead. 200. I was right the first time. And having said that, the Vayne flash is coming back up, which I would argue is the most important. The flashes are down all across the board aside from the Karmas on Team Gaia's side. But we have Flash Morgana, Flash Vayne for the next fight that occurs. And now with Baron, splitting will be a lot easier to do. And we're seeing precisely that as Yone prepares to go topside. Morgana taking a bit of poke from Karma, but that's completely fine. The Cassante is going to have a lot of work trying to deal with these Baron buffed minions. The Orianna is going to have to rotate and deal with Yone on the top side. This is going to leave an opportunity, as Rel leaves too, for mid to maybe try and make a play. Now, Yone might be in trouble here. He might be in trouble. He has no clue that Rel is here. And they actually decide to back off here. As they lose a tower here. The Galio's actually fighting, but here comes the TP. The TP is good. And trading, I think, the Galio. Trading the Galio for the Cassante, I think, is a big play. That's a big trade-off. And the Briar says, I don't give a fuck, I'm going in. The Rel actually fails her a spell over the wall, and now she's in trouble. And she's got no way of getting out of this fight. She then dies. The Morgana flashes in, as we spoke about earlier here. We'll get a beautiful engage, but that's a huge Orianna ult, but the Vayne is still going. The Vayne is still going, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and I feel like we needed to be a bit more calm from Team Iris' side there. We got the picks. We didn't need to go balls deep. And sometimes when you go balls deep, you prematurely end. And that's what it looked like there. So, Orianna will pick up the pieces of that fight. And it was a huge Orianna ultimate, I have to say. And it looks like what could have been an amazing start now ends up being a nervous regroup. Another brother made it out. Team Zeus won. Thank you. You did a really good job creating close game matchups. I don't know if they've all been close, but I've tried. And here comes 1-1, feeling himself. Doing negative damage. Briar will find Rel, followed by Morgana. Morgana will miss the Q, and Morgana's moving into a very difficult spot and will get deleted. Yone now, in a world of hurt, will also get deleted. Galio trying his best to come and help, but that's not going to work either. Briar's going to try and live, and will get actually dashed across the wall. And that is going to be soul point, or maybe even a push. Not soul point, soul itself. And that's going to be Gallia going down too. This is bad. This is bad for Team Iris. They've now lost their gold lead too. The death times are quite high. And I think instead of trying to just get the tower, which they should have, and trying to end, they're not going to be able to end anymore. They're going to get in here. They're going to get soul. And they're going to walk away from this. They do get Vayne's Flash. Vayne's Flash is a big deal. They're going to reset. Baron is coming up in under a minute's time. Let's see how they play this out. And this is a good catch. Oh, but then it runs out. Do they engage on this? We go on the... Oh, but the Briar's all alone. There's no help here. The Vayne on the rail is not enough damage, and this could be Baron given away as Sevir's not there, but they don't know this. And the commitment on the rail, with the rail just tanking up everything. But Sevir's caught! Sevir's caught all alone! And Yone might be in trouble here. We'll walk away from that. Sivir gets away at the expense of healing, flash, and R. And this might not be an easy Baron after all. Now they see the Orianna posturing into a position that might be dangerous. They do see her. Maybe they will go for a catch. Orianna has vision and won't be caught that easily. Team Poseidon won. This match can go on. Can anyone tell Scruffy that this match can start? And now we're getting really nervous over this Baron yet again. Cassante, scary as always. We'll dodge. We'll get a speed boost. And remember, the Sivir doesn't have any summoners, so it has to be really careful here. And again, it's a nervous play by the teams. Galio a little bit low. Yone shifting down to bot side to start farming. And pushing in for that tower. Cassante will match. The outer turrets have been pinged. Cassante now goes over to Yone. And there's an Ori ultimate used. And a flash, and Zonya's used for the Morgana. And Briar goes for it. And unfortunately, I have no clue what's going on, but the Vayne is still alive. And Yone can't get into a good position. And this could be the end. They will try to hold with Yone in Vayne. And unfortunately, will go down. And that will be game with Team Iris falling into losers. Team Gaia reaching the finals.